No longer are you a child, but yet you are not an adult. Constantly, you're being bossed around, handling more responsibilities than you may be capable of, and trying not to fall short of people's expectations, while at the same time trying to follow your own. Teenage adolescence is the climax in one's life. Okay, so this is this student's intro paragraph. What are we missing? A thesis statement that has anything at all to do with what? The text that they're supposed to be choosing to write over. Okay, you should never write a full intro paragraph and the reader not know what text you are using for that essay. Okay, we don't figure that out until the first body paragraph, when this student says, the story Romeo and Juliet clearly defines the conflicts between society and you, in which many teenagers face all the time. So what do we have in the first sentence here that we don't need to have? Something that we did not see in the first example. We're only looking at the first sentence, not the second one. You. That is a second person personal pronoun. Okay? And when you're reading through it, it sounds extremely silly and amateur. And that's the way your writing is going to sound if you use first and second personal pronouns. Okay, like I said, the whole first essay that you guys were impressed with, they did not use first and second personal pronouns anywhere in there. Okay, this one, the story Romeo and Juliet clearly defines the conflicts between society and you, in which many teenagers face all the time. Okay, it sounds weird. It just don't do that, okay? Romeo and Juliet, written by William Shakespeare, is about two teenagers in love that come from two families in war with each other, Montague and Capulet. Both Romeo and Juliet would like to make their families proud by supporting them, but they must follow their hearts. That is why they got married, but families' expectations got in their way and tried to pull them apart. What is the main thing that is wrong with this body paragraph? What should make up the bulk of a body paragraph? Commentary/analysis. How much of that is here? 0. Okay, 0. All this is a brief summary of what happened in Romeo and Juliet. That's not going to get you a good score. Okay, second body paragraph. This forced Juliet to take her death by putting herself into a deep coma for 3 days. In the meantime, Romeo was supposed to receive a note stating what she had done, and in 3 days they will run away together and people will think she's dead. However, Romeo did not get this letter, and upon seeing Juliet dead, he killed himself. When Juliet awakes, she finds Romeo dead, and she killed herself with a dagger. Later on, both families find out that their children are dead, and they realize that their conflicts and pressure is what caused the teenagers to commit suicide. Okay, once again, what's wrong with this paragraph? Just summary. That's it. Okay, so this is basically useless. Okay, because the people grading the AP exam have already read Romeo and Juliet. So, it's just not good. Okay, conclusion. the sad truth is this type of thing happens every day. I hope not. This does not happen every day. Don't put stuff in there that's not true just because you need something to write, because it just makes you sound silly. Teenagers can't handle the constant pressure from society, parents, and peers that their only option in their mind is to end their life, the lives of others, or cause pain. Okay. I think you guys are pretty good at handling pressure, personally. So, 0 out of 9, what would you give this one?
0.
Okay, I will tell you this. On the AP exam, they're going to give you a couple of points just for writing anything. Okay, I hear a 2. I see a 2.
I said 2.
2.
So I think they need to try.
2. Okay, this one got a 3. Let's find out. Okay, it says this is a banal analysis of Romeo and Juliet. This essay goes a little further than reading the play is just an account of teenage love. Its control of language is questionable, meaning there were several grammar errors. And it is less an analysis than it is a recounting of the sad story of all teens as represented by one case. The sad truth is this type of thing happens every day. Okay, so the graders thought that that was so not good that they pulled that quote out and put it in their explanation of why they gave this a 3 out of 9. Okay, and it also says this is just a recounting of a sad story and not an analysis. Okay, so what you guys need to be sure to avoid when you are writing your essay over Romeo and Juliet over this same prompt is that you avoid doing every single thing that student just did. Okay? All right, the first one that got a 7. This essay is a competent discussion of the social commentary presented in Golding's Lord of the Flies. It does well in developing a representation of childhood distorted by circumstances and coherently discusses the contribution of this experience to the meaning of the work as a whole. Although some textual detail is presented, the analysis is less sophisticated and incisive than that of essays in the 9 to 8 range. Okay, so basically this is saying if you want an 8 out of 9 or a 9 out of 9, your analysis has to be better than the analysis presented in the first essay. And I thought that analysis was pretty dang good. Okay, the student demonstrates a firm grasp of the novel in general, but offers no sparkling insight. I thought the insight was good. Despite its very accurate and thoughtful reflections on human nature and on Golding's revelation of the dark side of children once they are placed outside the limits of civilized society, the essay provides only the most obvious observations about the children's misadventures. This response to the prompt does not exhibit the same level of effective writing as do those in the top category, which is 8-9.
When we see one that scored 8 or 9, you have one of those?
I do not, but I will try to find one. Okay, it may not be the same prompt as this, but we can at least read the prompt and see what an 8 or a 9 looks like to them. So, you guys are aiming to create better analysis than this first one and to have better insight than this first one. Okay? And you have plenty of time to do it. This student had 40 minutes. Okay, we are going to review intro paragraphs and topic sentences. Like I said, you guys have already seen this you have already wrote an intro paragraph and topic sentences to go along with your intro paragraph. Okay, so this is not new information. This is a review. Okay, an intro paragraph must include the following: hook to capture readers' attention and introduce the paper's topic. Explanation of why the topic is important without saying this is important because. Do not ever say that. Do not ever say this is important because. Do not ever say this quote shows blah, blah, blah. Okay, this quote supports my theme. No, none of that. Okay, somewhere in your intro paragraph, you need the title, the author, and the genre of the text. You also need any necessary background information, but you need to remember that your audience, whoever is reading your paper, has already read the story, Romeo and Juliet. So don't get carried away providing 5 sentences of summary to a person that has already read the story. Okay, a transition that explains how the hook and the thesis connect. Okay, so you're going to have a hook, transition sentence, thesis statement. Okay, in your thesis statement, you need something specific from the text, the what, and the why. Why it's important, which is going to be the overall meaning of the work. Okay, if you have not already put the title, the author, and the genre of the text previously in the intro paragraph, it will also go in your thesis statement. But if you have already stated that in your intro paragraph, you do not have to state it again in the thesis statement at the bottom of your intro paragraph. We only need that information one time. Okay, a hook needs to introduce the paper's topic in a way that lets the audience care. Okay, you can ask a question, but I would suggest you not do that, because although that can be an effective hook, if you do not do it correctly, it can also be extremely ineffective. So I would probably stay away from that one. Okay, give an example situation. Use a quotation that is relevant to the topic. Use a what if, aka hypothetical situation. What not to do. Hello, my name is Lisa, and I'm going to tell you about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. This is an essay about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I'm going to tell you about him. Oh my goodness. Never, 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 never. Okay, if you write that in an AP essay, the AP graders are probably not going to read past that first sentence. Okay, because that is just absolutely atrocious. Don't do that. Don't do anything similar to that in this essay. Okay, writing a thesis statement and topic sentences. Okay, so the text for this one is The Hunger Games. We are talking about Peeta and why he's important to the story. Okay, so pattern in the evidence. Peeta repeatedly demonstrates his desire to remain true to himself. Okay, and then the abstract thematic concept that this thesis statement is going to address is identity. Okay, thesis statement is topic plus debatable opinion. Okay, can the reader identify the topic of the thesis statement? The topic might be a symbol, character, motif, archetype, or any other relationship the writer creates